Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the best boxed set packaging. I love packaging. I love talking about packaging. And it looks like in the next few years there aren't going to be any box sets at all. There may be no physical product. This may be the last opportunity to talk about packaging. What a fabulous, exciting topic this is. It really is. Because some packaging is smart and some packaging is stupid. And there are all kinds of different versions of it. So, how do we even get started? And we see that different labels do different things. They have some proprietary packaging even, sort of, kind of, sometimes. And so I am going to go right to it. I've got a pile of box sets here. Oh, there they are. Lots of box sets. And we're going to look at all the different ways you could put CDs in a box. I just hope you're as thrilled about this as I am. Now, the simplest packaging is the normal hinged box. Here's one. This is from Eloquence. Deutsche Grammophon Eloquence in Australia. And what they do is you just put everything in a box and you open the box. Ooh, what a novel concept. And everything is inside and it's all just laying there. And that's really a very convenient way to do it. And lots of labels have done that. That was Deutsche Grammophon. Here's an example from Sony, the Charles Rosen box. It works the same way. It's a miracle. And the product is inside. So nothing gets in the way, and it's really kind of handy. Oops. How did that happen? Oh, the cat. Oh, well, they'll be back when they think the coast is clear. So that's how that works. Now, one of the other ways to do it is what I call the garage door version. This was popular with major labels in the past, actually. For example, the Horowitz edition, here it is, the original one, it went this way. You know, you take your clicker like this and you go click, and then it goes, there it is, open sesame. I actually think that was kind of a nice version. The problem is that it was weak at the back hinge, and it could break rather easily. A slightly modified version of that has been adopted by Brilliant Classics in their jumbo composer boxes. Like here's their handle box. You know, same thing. Just take your clicker, click, and there it is. You see? It's kind of, it's a little flimsy on the top. It really is. But it gets the job done. And it also has this sort of thing, which the Sony version didn't have. So if you're putting them next to each other, marginally a little bit more space. But it's okay. Now, some labels have adopted the top lid version, which is here. This is a Naxos box. A lot of their boxes are like this. You just have a top thing that comes off like that. These are very nice. I mean, they're solid. You see that you have a double lip here that insulates everything. They're quite sturdy. This is a little easy to get off, but at least you could grab the thing without having a disaster. By far the stupidest design is the one that Universal has. Let's see if I could find it. We'll get to, here it is. Here it is. Here's the Universal moronic design. This we just talked about. Cleveland Orchestra, Dochnani in Vienna. It's this, which is just horrible because if you try and pick this up, if it's sitting on your shelf and you pick it up, it's going to fall on your foot and make a horrible mess and get damaged. And damage you and damage the box. It's totally not secure. I mean, how could they ever come up with something so stupid? I find it absolutely, positively, let me put that back, incomprehensible. It is the stupidest box design I've ever seen in my life. BIS, interestingly, does something similar to Naxos with this sort of thing, which is also, again, this is a good design. I don't know why more labels didn't adopt it. Well, they were too stupid, obviously. I mean, clearly, plainly too stupid. One thing you don't see anymore, which used to be quite popular, was the old Jack-in-the-Box design. Remember these? You had a cube, and the lid just opened like this. You know, you expected something with a spring and a clown face to pop out at you when it opened. These also got the job done, but they're hard to browse through. You know, they really are, because everything is stuffed in here, and it's all on the same level. So you have to sort of, you know, ease your way through it. It's quite awkward, but that's okay. They don't do it anymore, so that's fine. And, you know, Universal, this is what's interesting, which came up with that sublimely stupid design for the Dochnani and a lot of their more recent boxes, originally had a decent design, like this one, you know, the Carl Böhm edition. This was beautiful. Absolutely perfect. It worked great. You could see from the crack here, you know, where not to grab it. You could get it from the bottom. And it was really, really pretty smart. But, well, you know, smartness is not something that tends to be a lingering thing at some of our major labels. And, you know, one of the most interesting and I think actually well done series of boxes comes from Warner. Warner has two basic designs. Well, I guess maybe more, two or three. Let me see. No, we don't. First, there was this one. For all these composer boxes, this is a nice design. It slides out like this. It's well protected. It's easy to get through the CDs, the individual CDs. You know, it will slide that way, but, you know, I mean, keep it level. I mean, we're smart enough to do that, aren't we? And you can get like a back with all the stuff inside it, you know, printed nicely. The problem with this particular design is that when things get huge, it gets awkward, as in here, the Neville Mariner box, because you're sliding this thing out like this is a little bit awkward. It really is. And that, again, surprises me because they did, for the Klemperer box, where you have 95 CDs, a beautiful normal lid. They could do it if they wanted to. They just don't always want to. So you have to wonder who the people are who make these design decisions and why. I assume that economics, the economics of packaging up these things is the guiding factor in most cases. It's got to be. I mean, it really does, because, you know, putting all this stuff together is not cheap. It really isn't. But if you're going to make a box, and as I said, I have a horrible fear that it may be that they're no longer going to be making many boxes in the next few years. We may see how it's going to shake out. Why not just do it right? Why not make it easy and convenient to use the product? Most of these things are so awkward and so annoying to try and get through that you're going to stick them on a shelf and you're never going to take them down again, because taking them down might risk your life, number one. And number two, even if it didn't, it's so annoying to try and find what you want that you're better off doing what I do, which is just keeping everything, all the individual issues downstairs in your overflow room, assuming you have the space for an overflow room, and not giving up the original single copy CDs. I'm in favor of the boxes. But, oh my goodness, they're still running around. But it really is kind of a fascinating phenomenon. And I just wanted to have one more nostalgic run through the joys of CD packaging. I know, I'm a dinosaur, an albatross. It's all disappearing. We're all going to be sitting here looking at these obsolete boxes and wondering, you know, what will become of us? Well, we're going to be buried in boxes. That's what's going to happen. At least I will. And it's fun to look at them. I mean, all the different ways that they can be stupid and inconvenient. It really is kind of fascinating. So there you have it, my friends. Keep on listening and enjoy your boxes. Take care.